How's it going, guys? It is David Clayton from KZR Racing once again, and welcome back to my F1 23 Breaking Point storyline for chapters 11 and 12 today for Breaking Point, as we now go through to the start of the next chapter. Casper Ackerman's got to make some more decisions. Aiden has been approached to help promote an F1 sim racing event. He agreed to take part without consulting with us first, and the event has already announced his participation on social media. Should we still let him go? Agree, yes, it's annoying that he didn't talk with us about it first, but getting his face out there is good exposure for the team. Decline, no, there are enough distractions on going on this season without this. We need him to try and focus on his driving and compromise. It's not ideal, but let's see if we can agree for him to attend over video. He can keep his commitments without having to leave the team to do so. I think, he's already made the commitment to go, but at the same time, you know, he did kind of shaft us by not telling anything about us. So we'll agree to this for now, but realistically, we shouldn't have to go through
Why
this.
Are you hesitating? You've always dreamt of racing in F1.
Not like this. Do you know what he did?
Oh, your father?
He refused to support me. Said he'd only fund one of his children. Said Devon had better prospects.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Mum used the divorce settlement to help me out, but... And you're only here because he sent you.
No. This was my idea, my decision. And this is me asking you, Callie, not your father. We need a replacement, and I ask for you because I know how good you are. And that's the truth.
I always said I'd do it on my terms, not his.
I'll look out for you. Just like I did in F2.
Will you keep him away from me?
I'll do everything in my power. Everything. To make sure that all you have to think about is driving. Have we got a deal? You might never get this opportunity again. You know that.
You can see Callie was in two minds about it because, the divorce settlement and everything, you can tell she's not a big fan of her dad. Anyway, going into Chapter 11, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix several weeks later, with current F2 champion Callie now on board, Casper and the team at Konnersport hope that stability on the roster will help garner the results needed to keep pace in the competitive midfield of the F1 grid. And we've got another decision to make for Casper. What is it this time? Great news, one of our sponsors has unexpectedly paid a bonus early. There are a number of ways we can use this money. The question is, where should we invest it? The car, getting more performance out of the car is paramount. The team, a happy team is a productive team. Let's reward them for their hard work and feed back into the pot bonus. Our factory facilities still fall behind those of our competitors. Further investment there will help us for years to come. With this one, I think we're going to go long term for this one. We'll put it into the factory, and hopefully with the better facilities at the factory will, in the long term, help with the morale of the team and produce a better car as well. So we will select that, and now here we are back at the main hub with everything going through. Konnersport signed Callie, and we have a call from Davidoff.
Davidoff.
They stopped me entering the garage just because Callie's in there. It's ridiculous.
We've had this conversation. You need to give her space.
I'll humour you for now, but I don't like being told where I can and can't go around here. Don't forget, you talked me into this.
What does that mean? Talked you into what?
Signing Callie in the first place. I'm just allowing you to take credit for it, that's all.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to blame me.
Well, if you're right about it, there'll be no blame to allocate, will there?
Anything else?
You're a busy man. I'll let you go.
Yeah, Davidoff is not happy about the situation, but you know, you brought this one upon yourself, mate. There's nothing much else you can you can say about this. So you're just going to have to live with it. So, Callie press time, just to follow from our meeting yesterday, we've had another 14 individual requests for interviews with Callie this weekend. Looks like everyone's desperate for their own take. In all my years in PR, I've never seen anything like it. Well, being a quote-unquote first woman on the F1 grid for, I want to say, 60 years now, I think it was. Everyone's going to want to look at it. Zoe Ackerman, hey honey, I couldn't get through on the phone, so listen, despite my best efforts not to, I'm meeting with Evelyn for lunch. Turns out she could be pretty convincing when she wants to be like mother, like daughter, I guess. So that's that, and then the weekend preview for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So without any further ado, we're going to go to the race. Azerbaijan Grand Prix race day. With the world watching, Callie looks to make history as she approaches her first start behind the wheel of an F1 car.
History is made here today as Callie Mayer, Konnersport's latest signing, becomes the first female driver of the modern era to participate in an F1 race.
What a moment! I've got goosebumps. Now, for those of you wondering at home, only a handful of women have entered at least one Grand Prix over the years, but none have even had the opportunity to qualify since 1992. Italy's Giovanna Amati, for those of you wondering. So today is very much a new dawn here in Baku.
And Mayer was impressive in qualifying, so let's see what the Grand Prix has in store for her.
Yeah, I have to say, it is quite a tight-knit pack out there. Fierce competition all round. I really wouldn't want to call this one.
Indeed. We've seen some brilliant driving here today, especially from young Callie Mayer. She seems to have made the transition to F1 as if she was born for it.
Okay, Callie, really good start. Keep it up.
I'm not finished yet.
So our primary objective so far in this first part of the race is to catch up to Aiden. He's only a few places ahead of us, so it shouldn't take too long as we easily blitz past Nick de Vries on the exit of this corner, and we already catch up to Lando Norris and do the same to him. So much better traction off the exit of those corners as we now head onto the main straight. The next person up the road is Yuki Tsunoda as we head down the main straight and try to catch up to the man in the AlphaTauri, although Lando Norris, as we look behind us, is coming back at us with DRS. It's not over yet. We got ahead of him before we got to the detection line, but we're going to late break him down the inside into turn one, easy as you like, and now we catch up to the back of Yuki Tsunoda, much easier. DRS on our end, plenty of ERS to overtake, and now we are onto the back of our teammate now, so I'm assuming there's going to be a cutscene as we get up to Aiden.
Here comes Callie Mayer closing in on her teammates.
She's practically on top of me. Aiden, calm down. You're on different strategies. Just let Callie pass. Okay, Callie. Aiden's going to let you pass at the next corner. Let's go.
Copy.
Will Mayer get past her teammate now? Here she comes. But there's contact. Contact between the two Konnersport drivers. Jackson's out. He gets the worst of it. Mayer's clear.
Oh, Jackson's damage looks bad. I think you're right, Crofty. His race is over.
Mayer seemed to catch Jackson unawares, though. I'm not sure why.
What was that? Why didn't she wait for me to move over on the exit? Okay, Aiden, are you all right? It's just another butler.
I thought he was letting me through.
Yeah, I know, Callie. I'm sorry about that, but it's happened now. It's over. Let's get your head down and focus. Come on. We'll talk about it later.
Yep, Aiden not happy with that particular last comment. We have a new updated objective, which is to P10 and a bonus objective of P8. So we're going to get straight into it on the exit of this corner, on leading towards the fastest section of the circuit. Esteban Ocon on the exit on the traction zone again. As we now head down onto the main straight, we catch up to P10. First objective P10 on George Russell, and again in the traction zone, get the ERS going and just ease our way past the man in the Mercedes. And now we're on to P9 with Sergio Perez. We caught up real quickly there in the brake zone and just managed to avoid going into the back of the Red Bull. And now we're going to go up to the next car, which is the bonus objective P8 Lance Stroll. Again, DRS, ERS open, get the traction down, and we ease our way past the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll up to turn 3 on the circuit. Quickly move back to the racing line, and we easily secure P8. And now, later on in the lap, we catch up to Pierre Gasly, same place as his teammate on the traction zone, heading up towards the end of the third sector. Now, we do the same with Fernando Alonso. Instead, we're going to dive down the inside, late braking move there to get down the inside of the Spaniard and the Aston Martin. That is us up into P6 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And later on, we're going to move down to the end of the lap, and we're going to move another late dive to the inside of Lando Norris. That was such a late dive into turn 1. I didn't know if I was going to pull that one off, but we did anyway. And now, later on, we catch up to Lewis Hamilton. And again, another audacious dive bomb into a place where you wouldn't normally expect it. We give him the room on the inside. He's still there. And we just about ease our way around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. And now, towards the end of the race, we did try and catch up to third place man Carlos Sainz, but we didn't really have further time for it. We're just out of DRS range. Charles Leclerc's going to win, and in our debut with Callie it's going to be a brilliant P4 for us, but all is not well at Konnersport.
Well, in spite of the drama amongst those at the top of the standings, so much of the discussion today is centred around Konnersport.
Absolutely, a bittersweet race for them today. One historic debut, one DNF. I mean, you couldn't write it.
And talking of that debut, what did you make of Callie Mayer's first ever start?
Well, I am so excited to see Callie racing in F1. It is great for the sport. She is a phenomenal talent. I can't wait to see what the season holds and her career as a whole.
And if today is anything to go by, the name Callie Mayer is one that we'll be watching with a lot of interest for many years to come.
Yeah, post-race in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, not an ideal start. A misunderstanding between the new teammates forces Aiden to retire from the race in Baku.
And do you feel extra pressure at Konnersport? It must be difficult with your dad looking over your shoulder.
Look, it's F1. It's not possible for me to feel any more pressure than I already do. So no, it's not an issue.
Callie, have you felt any pushback from anyone in the F1 world, just with you being the first female driver in the sport?
No, everyone's been amazing. And I'm not the first, I'm just the latest.
How's your brother? Are you really just keeping his seat warm?
You'd have to ask him that. But he is getting the help that he needs. And no, I have no intention of giving up this seat.
What happened out there between you and Aiden today?
It's just a mix-up. I thought he was letting me through on the entry, but he clearly had other ideas.
We spoke to him earlier, and he said it was deliberate on your part. Any comment on that?
It was just a misunderstanding.
You've always gone by Mayer, and now you're in a team financed by your father, driving in your brother's seat. Would you go back to the Butler name?
Should have expected it, right?
I thought you did.
It's not what I mean. I'm a woman. I get it. I'm happy to talk about it.
And what is it?
Well, it's always the same, isn't it? So you're a woman, and then every question about Dad, about Devon, about the Butler name.
Just forget about it.
Oh, I can never get away from it, can I? The only question about the race was about Aiden.
Well, maybe if we'd let it run a little longer, there would have been...
Casper? Don't defend them.
Sorry, you're right. Sorry.
Look, it's fine. I'll be faster next time.
The incident at Baku, do you think she did it on purpose?
She did do it on purpose. Yeah. Check the footage.
So you didn't warm to her?
We weren't the best of friends, no.
Judging by that, it's going to be one of those scenarios. Not the best start. It's just going to be one explosion after the other from the looks of it. As we get a phone call now from Callie's mum.
Hey, Mum. Callie, I couldn't be prouder, darling. Well done.
Oh, thanks, Mum. It was a good race. Felt great out there.
Oh, it was a good race.
Oh, no, what is it?
What do you mean, what is it? What's what?
I can hear it in your voice, Mum. It was a good race.
No, it's nothing.
Go on.
No, it's just that... You didn't do it on purpose, did you? When you clipped poor Aiden.
I can't believe you're even asking me. Did you really raise your daughter to behave like that?
Well, I'm really not sure.
It was an accident, Mum. I'm hanging up.
Oh, of course it was. Bye, darling. Lots of love.
Yeah, Callie, welcome to the world of F1, Callie. It's not exactly a nice place, is it? With all the media going on all around you. We got more interview requests. Interview requests are still flying in. It's all very encouraging, but we need to figure out how to manage your time. I don't think she really wants that. We got an email from her mum, just a quick one. I've got a few media types I could introduce to you that might benefit you in the long run if you could develop a relationship. I presume you'll be home for the week of Silverstone. Yep, the next race will be Silverstone, from the looks of it. Phil Padgett, measurements. We know you had to. We know we had to make do with a few generic fittings today, so thank you for that. All the parts we measured will be ready for you ahead of the next race. It's important everything's feeling right, and we look forward to making the car as comfortable as possible for you. So that's all for this chapter. We're going to move into the next chapter at the British Grand Prix several weeks later. With an inconspicuous start to their new driver lineup, Konnersport hopes for more consistency as they head to historic Silverstone. And now, Casper has got to make another decision.
Got another one for you.
Konnersport are scheduled to take part in a feature article for leading motorsport news websites. Senior management and the drivers have been requested to attend a photo shoot and interview after the upcoming Austrian Grand Prix. There is an issue though. Callie is refusing to attend due to Davidoff's attendance. How should we handle this? Callie's relationship with her father is complicated. I think it would be best to let her sit this one out. Besides, she's had a lot of press attention already this season. Yeah, understand. Compromise. Callie's relationship with her father is complicated, but her attendance at the shoot is non-negotiable. Both Aiden and Callie need to be front and centre as the faces of Konnersport. I appreciate the delicate situation, though. In the interests of letting Callie shine, we'll tell Davidoff he cannot attend, whatever his reaction. Yeah, Casper and Davidoff are butting heads already throughout this season. And opposed, Callie's relationship with her father is complicated, but the team comes first. The pair of them are going to have to put on a brave face for a few hours and present a united front for once, for the benefit of Konnersport's overall public image. With this one, I know this one's level 6 ordeal, so it's always Callie's relationship with her father is complicated, so but we've already said that we're going to stand behind Callie on this one, no matter what. So in order for her to attend for the team, we're going to have to tell Davidoff to do one. Look, we also have an old friend from F1 and current journalist, Lucas Weber. There's a nice throwback to F1 2019, has been in touch. He's been keen to do a piece on what it takes to become a team principal in Formula 1. I know you and Lucas have a good relationship, but the PR department is concerned that your history and friendship is so well known amongst the fans that they will think of it as a puff piece that will dismiss it outright. How would you like to proceed? Lucas is a professional. I know he isn't afraid to ask the hard questions and would expect nothing less from him. Let's do it. Decline. I think they're right. It doesn't matter how much we spin it. Blah blah blah. And compromise. It is a risk, but I think that the coverage will be good. Let's ask Lucas if there is anyone else from his team who can fill in for him. Yeah, no, we like Lucas. Lucas is a cool guy, so we're just going to confirm. Let him go on. He is a professional after all. So now, team interview for the reputations on performance. So, through all the news, we got another call, and it is from Andreo.
Andreo?
You seen this latest article doing the rounds today? 3 weeks later and the press are still going with narrative of the rivalry at Konnersport. Still!
They just need an angle for Silverstone. Paid no attention.
But they're right, aren't they? It's not like Callie and Aiden are suddenly treating each other like teammates.
They just need time. It took me a while to warm to Aiden back in the day.
Well, that's because you were a grumpy old man.
Yeah. Well, some things never change, I guess.
Ha! Now you're just grumpier and older. I'll leave you to it. Ciao.
Bye.
Lovely bit of banter, age banter between the two old men. Loving that. But yeah, not much going on. So I don't think we've got much else to do. We got Konnersport rivalry, Andrea Connor. I think we need to discuss the possibility of telling Aiden and Callie about the terms of contract with Davidoff. In terms of contract, it might stop the infighting and give us all something to focus on. I know we agreed to keep it between us, but we can't risk this getting out of hand. Unity is paramount right now, so there's contract shenanigans going on behind the scenes. Not really a fan of that one. So we're going to go to the race in Silverstone, the British Grand Prix mid-race, with the crowd behind both drivers at their home Grand Prix. Callie Mayer is facing stiff competition from her teammate Aiden Jackson.
Okay, we'll have a word.
He's been so late into these corners. I have no space out here.
Yeah, we'll talk to him, Callie.
This is still about Baku, isn't it?
So apparently Aiden Jackson is being a bit of a late breaker into these corners and is not giving Callie any room. So we're going to have to get our head down and overtake him hard way. And we get straight down to it. We're coming on to the hanger straight out of Maggots and Beckett's. We've got the DRS, ERS, and we're not going to waste any more time with Aiden. We're just going to blitz straight past him into Stowe Corner, and that is us up into P15. And now with the rest of the race, we've just got to catch up and make as many points, try and score the points as we can. That is our bonus objective. So we now move up into P14 ahead of Oscar Piastri, and then on the exit we really gain on Pierre Gasly in the traction zone as we move on to the Wellington Straight. And now later on the lap we catch up to the AlphaTauri of Nick de Vries on the hanger straight, DRS open. Not using the ERS this time. We already we're using a lot of it, considering Silverstone is a high-speed circuit, and we get a little bit wide on the exit of Stowe there, trying to make sure we stayed ahead of Nick de Vries. But now later on we catch up to Guan Yu Zhou diving in down the inside into the village complex. Easy as you like. That is now P11, and now we have our bonus objective ahead of us. Fernando Alonso, who is in P10 in the Aston Martin. We're going to pick up the traction on the exit onto the Wellington Straight, DRS open. No ERS still because we haven't really got much of it to play with. Move to the outside into the next corner around the outside, and now we head into Luffield as we look at Lando Norris. We go a little bit wide. We're going to try and get a cutback line, get the traction zone. He's on the hard tyres as well, which is going to give us the advantage on the exit, and we move up into P9 ahead of the McLaren. And now we're going to move on to the end of this lap, and Carlos Sainz now down the Hannah Straight with DRS open. We got a whole load of momentum here. We're really, really hustling this car around Silverstone. I've got to say, it was really, really fun to drive this Konnersport car around Silverstone. It just felt so hooked up. As we now move on to lap number 10. Get the traction out of Luffield, down the inside of Yuki Tsunoda, but he's going to come back at us. He's still in our slipstream. He's going to move to the inside as we go into Cops Corner, as we hang it around the outside of the Japanese driver in the AlphaTauri. We just managed to hold it through for P7 still. That was really a hard-fought move there. Now we catch up to Sergio Perez down the inside again into the village sector, and as you can see, there is a whole gaggle of cars ahead of us. I didn't think we were going to be fighting for these places, but as it turns out, the man in P2 at the head of this train is Esteban Ocon, who is holding up every single one of them. That is Verstappen, Leclerc and Russell. So we are going to take full advantage of this. We're going to break into this corner here, and as we go into Luffield, we're going to size up this move. Brake, go for a lunge round the outside. We already get George Russell, and now as we get on the traction, we get Leclerc as well. And now we're in to the slipstream of Max Verstappen. We're going to look to the outside. This is going to give him the hurry up to go for the move on Esteban Ocon. As we can see, we're going to back off and brake a little bit more than we normally would do, as Verstappen gets Ocon, forces him wide, and that allows us to go through as well. We're now up into the podium of P3 as we go into Maggots and Beckett's. We're going to follow Verstappen through. A little bit slow on the initial part, but we carry a lot more momentum than he does. Onto the hanger straight, open the DRS, and now we're going to get up the slipstream. Move to the outside of the current world champion as we head up to Stowe Corner. Again, no ERS still. We haven't got a lot of that to play with, but we're going to ease our way around the outside into P2 of this British Grand Prix. And now our main target ahead of us, P1, Lewis Hamilton, back to the days of 2020 and 2021 as Hamilton gave us a good old squeeze under the outside there. We then tried to do the same as we did on the lap before, but we went a little bit wider than what was expected of us there as Hamilton holds on to P1, and then he's got a little bit more speed than what we do with ERS to play with. Unfortunately, we don't really have that as we try to look for a move down the inside into Copse Corner. It doesn't work out for us, but it's okay. We know we're quick. Through Maggots and Beckett's now, we're just going to ease our way through and size this move up on the Mercedes man as we head onto the hanger straight. We're now going to get the DRS open. We've still got no ERS to play with, but we've still got the slipstream as we open DRS and move to the inside of Stowe Corner, and easy as you like, we are now up in to the lead of the British Grand Prix from all the way back in P16. And we're going to move to the end of the race, and in our first ever British Grand Prix as Callie Mayer, she's going to win her first ever Grand Prix in Formula 1. Callie Mayer wins the British Grand Prix. That was a really enjoyable race, that one. I really enjoyed that. That car was so nice to drive around Silverstone.
You see, this is just another example of the Konnersport drivers antagonising each other.
Yeah, but you've got to look at Ackerman as well. He's the one that can sort this situation out. And so far, he's letting them run wild.
His job is to keep control. And no matter what the season, no matter what the driver, Konnersport just can't seem to gel as a team. See, you've got to ask the question, really, what will it take? Well, what a thrilling end to an incredible Grand Prix weekend. Our top three finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve out there today.
Callie, this is your first ever F1 race at Silverstone in front of the home fans. So just try to put into words what that means to you.
Well, it means to us, well, we did get the win in that, and for Callie, it's about the fans, the community, it's a dream come true. It can be overwhelming at times. For Callie, I would say it's a dream come true for her, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just to see the number of fans cheering for me really spurred me on today, and I used to come here as a little girl to watch the races, so it really means everything. It's a dream come true, to be honest.
Well, I have to say it was tight out there once again between you and Aiden. You're not giving each other much space, are you?
So for this one, the reputation one is locked off because we haven't got high enough on that yet. But we have got the performance one. All I can do is focus on my driving. It takes time. We'll get there, and we're both competitive. It's going to happen. For this one, we're both competitive. It's going to happen. I think that's a bit of a, we'll say that's a safe PR bet for that one.
Well, we're both incredibly competitive drivers. And we're going to have races where we get in each other's way. It happens all the time within teams, you know.
Now, naturally, there has been a lot of speculation about the role of your father, Davidoff Butler, in securing your seat at Konnersport. Just what do you say to the critics?
So for this one, we could just straight up say no comment, or it may have helped. That's the reality of some sports sometimes. But for Callie, she takes a lot of pride in her driving. You saw in that cutscene with Casper Ackerman that she really wanted to be here on her terms. So we're going to say I'm here because I deserve to be.
Okay. Well, look at Gasly, Leclerc, Russell, and now everyone's suddenly surprised that an F1 team signed an F2 champion. I'm here because I can drive. People need to get a grip.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So there's the interview with Natalie Dunn. And then the British Grand Prix post-race, Callie manages to get the best of Aiden at Silverstone, but Konnersport continue to look like a team divided. So, for now, guys, with that out of the way, that's the end of chapter 12. We're going to leave it there for now. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Do feel free to leave a like and share this video around. It really does help. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of those videos. I'm David Clayton of KZR Racing, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.